Seth's been great. I mean, for someone, he keeps telling us that, he's only made one film. It feels like he's been making films for 20 years. I mean, there's nothing about it that feels, um, yeah, I mean, it feels completely natural for him to be on the set. He knows exactly what he wants. And then, every day we all kind of look at each other and we have this moment of realizing that, he's like wearing 7 hats, and he does it in a way that never feels like he wants us to know that he's wearing 7 hats. So he's effortless to be around. And really, I think truly he's the inspiration for all of this, I think we all kind of look to him because he has such a clear vision of what he wants us to be. The story is about a guy who, is living in the West, and he's a sheep farmer, and he's come to the conclusion that, life on the frontier is just pretty bad, and wants to get out, and it has this dream of traveling to San Francisco. And right before that, oh, and his girlfriend dumps him. How can I forget that small part? And his beautiful girlfriend, played by Amanda Seyfried, dumps him. And so right before he decides to just kind of pack it up and leave the town of Old Stump, he meets this new girl in town that just kind of shows up out of nowhere, but she's claiming that she's going to start a farm, but she's a bit of an enigma, and her name is Anna. And I guess through circumstances, they kind of meet and realize that they both hate the West for exactly the same reasons. Amanda Seyfried, the same. I mean, we don't really have that much stuff together, but is one of the nicest girls you could ever be around, and yet we're supposed to hate each other. And I find myself constantly looking at Seth, and I'm like, I can't say that about Amanda, come on. Like, there was a line where I had to like say something about her looking bad in a dress, and I was like, I'm just not that good of an actor. That's just, I could never pull that off. I mean, look at her. It's just never gonna, she's like a little doll. Neil Patrick Harris, the great Neil Patrick Harris, he has been, I have to say for me, such a teacher on this film, because he has a very, very natural, innate understanding of comedy. And for him, it's like watching a great artist just go to work. And, I think most of what happens for me just stimulates out of fear and not wanting to urinate my pants. Whereas for him, it comes from this beautiful place of grace and effortlessness. He really is. All of us have talked about it. He's great at ad-libbing. He's great at just soaking in the character so much that everything he says just starts to feel exactly what the character would say, and very authentic. And yeah, he's a real pro, real pro. You can just tell he's like in his element on this film. There was a little bit of, yeah, I think for all of us, a little bit of a starstruck moment when he came on set. So the intimidation that we had to play was somewhat natural. He's great. He's so great, and he's one of the nicest people that you could ever be around. And he brought a whole new element to the film. She's filled with this kind of excitement, and a hope of something different than what she's known, which is kind of living this outlaw life, and that's all she's known her entire life, and she didn't really have a choice in that. So even coming to a town like Old Stump, which, isn't much, for her is great. And I think there's something great about watching a character who obviously have to be incredibly strong to fit into that outlaw life, that can still show this kind of youthful, excited, yeah, excitement for a future or something new, just having something new in her life. That was nice to play. I think the two of them hit it off so effortlessly because they are in many ways very similar, very, very similar. And I think she is excited about looking at someone and kind of sharing, and kind of taking a small little journey with someone. And I just think she's not around people that much, except for, her scumbag, dirty cowboy outlaw friends of her husband. So I think it's nice for her to be around a guy that's not like that, and Albert is so not like that.